I'm reading this statement on behalf of all the representative associations in the timber industry present today. To the leaders of the associations present, the timber concession holders and merchants, invited media, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you all to this important press briefing. I stand here to read this statement on behalf of all the timber concession holders and merchants and members of the public who have been affected as a result of the status quo pertaining to the timber industry, especially the hardwood mukola tree. As may be aware, government has made tremendous efforts through its lawful agencies, such as the forestry officers and police, to bring sanity in the trade. We, as stakeholders, have a privilege to announce our commitment to work alongside with the government of the day, as instructed by our beloved President, His Excellency, Mr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu. Following the bi-weekly pronouncements made by Honorable Minister of Lands and Natural Resources, Madam Jean Kapata, regarding the industry, we would like to respond as follows. First and foremost, the timber industry is a legal business trade that contributes to the local economy. The matter of issuing pronouncements without consulting with the stakeholders, the people in the timber industry, by the Honorable Minister, has got to come to a stop. We expect the Honorable Minister to be in perfect alignment with our beloved President, Mr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu, on the call to consult with relevant parties involved in this industry so as to come up with tangible, permanent solutions beneficial to every Zambian. What has transpired in the past 3 months is totally unacceptable, and we as timber concession holders and merchants are deeply aggrieved and inconvenienced, and we have suffered great losses in terms of business and much more. In the rural communities where we hold concessions and operate from, our association members are always in perfect alignment with the chiefs and the subjects, working progressively to foster development and benefit the communities. We, as association members, are centered at delivering development in the impoverished rural areas consistent with government policies. Our beloved President, His Excellency Mr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu, has echoed time and time again on the importance and need for stakeholder inclusion in the deliberations undergoing regarding the hardwood timber. As noticed from his speech the previous day with our local chiefs in Muchinga and Northern Province, he clearly stated that he is more than willing to work with our chiefs and the loyal subjects, our workers in concessions, trying to find a common grounded solution to the status quo. On February 17th of 2017, His Excellency the President of the Republic of Zambia, in a meeting with the Luapula Province chapter of concession holders and merchants, under the auspices, held under the auspices of the Luapula Chamber of Commerce and Industry, our President reiterated on the aspect of unity and togetherness in bringing sanity in the hardwood timber business operations by fully engaging with the stakeholders. In order to derive methods that would enhance transparency and help to maximize government revenue collection to benefit all Zambians. However, in contrast to our President, His Excellency Honorable Chagwalungu's counsel, the Minister, Honorable Minister, in her premeditated aggression pursuit, time and time again, has expressed her antagonistic approach on the matter, denying the concession holders and merchants an opportunity to a meeting with herself, and even much more, making it harder for our members to meet with our dear beloved President. We are stakeholders in the hardwood timber industry, have solutions regarding this matter, and we demand to be heard. To that effect, we would like to officially call for a meeting with the Minister as soon as possible. Let me run through a quick background on what is prevailing on the ground. The Forestry Department have recently issued licenses to the various companies and organizations, lawfully as one of the key measures to curb illegal and smuggling of timber from our country. And we commend them for that noble effort. The Zambia police have also of late taken interest in knowing who is genuinely trading legally by working in hand with forestry officers, which in our view are stakeholders, is very correct, and we wish to commend them to continue doing that because they are operating within the law of the land. Ladies and gentlemen, the Forest Act is very clear on how the Forestry Department administers its services to the public through its director. It also clearly explains and how the minister, in consultation with the director of forestry, can come in by the way of issuing a statutory instrument which is in the interest of the stakeholders and the public. This is the Forest Act. It is, however, said, in our view, that the Forest Act has been violated in many ways. Many ways. None of these duties have been adhered to in all the pronouncements that the minister has so far echoed through the media. That's factual. Many examples of violations which requires answers in public domain are as follows. First, how could the minister issue directive and statements that RATSA, ZNS, and the Zambia Army should start impounding any truck with timber instead of the rightful forest officers and police officers who are empowered to act? Secondly, how could the minister, in the issuance of the timber concessions, how could the minister intervene in the issuance of the timber concessions and sit on them after the director of forestry has approved them? Does the minister realize the cost of time and money incurred by the affected applicants? Thirdly, how could minister issue a directive that all timber permits, such as productions and conveyances, be issued by our office in Lusaka? What has gone wrong with the competent and qualified forestry officers? Is that what the Forest Act stipulates why should others be given special permits for the exportation of Mukula while others are not given. Even applying for an ordinary export permit is now so very, very difficult. Number 5, why should the Zambia Revenue Authority have some unfair tariff of up to 10 kwacha per kilogram across all timber products, which in effect has resulted in millions of trucks loaded with various timbers marooned at our border crossing points. 10 kwacha per kg. In translation, that is 300,000 kwacha per 40-foot container load, or 30,000 US dollars. That's appalling. And besides, when you go through their manual, through their computers, there's no tariff.
For some timber.
Yeah, for some timber in their system. Ladies and gentlemen, these are some of the questions out of many that beg immediate answers from the Honorable Minister and our beloved government. Someone may ask, why are you not engaging the minister on these matters? We want to put it clear to our affected members and the public that the following are our efforts that we have done thus far. Firstly, we have been engaging the Ministry of Finance, who has been so far so good on ZRA on matters surrounding the export duty. Secondly, we have endeavored to engage the Honorable Minister of Lands and Natural Resources on these issues time and time again, but all of our efforts have proved futile. We cannot meet with her, and she has continued to put us off, no matter how frantic our efforts we've tried to put across. We have also written proposals that we feel is the best way to curb illegal harvesting and trade of Mukula and other tree species ready for submission to Forestry Department as follows. 1, authorize all concession holders in each district to form a working team with chiefs, forestry and police officers in monitoring their trading activities. 2, we have agreed on the packaging of Mukula and other species. Also, we have written to the effect of the decentralization of processing papers for exportation. Despite the aforementioned efforts by us leaders of this sector trying to dialogue with the Forestry Department and its ministry in particular, nothing seems to work out. However, not all hope is lost, because we strongly believe that the ministry and other government wings involved in the timber trade shall accord us an opportunity that we've been seeking for a long time now, so that we can have a lasting solution to the status quo. We appeal to our members to remain calm and keep on informing us on whatever happens on the ground as we keep on engaging with our beloved government on these issues. We are also aware of the following. 1, the money spent by our members during the timber concession application process. Secondly, the concessions that were rightfully approved but not given to them. Thirdly, the concession that were approved and issued, but unfortunately, owners are not allowed to operate freely in accordance with the Act and business terms and conditions. Fourthly, the loss of time and money to our members who have legal papers due to this unfortunate status quo. And the fifth point would be the loss of revenue that our government has lost as the result of the unfortunate status quo. We have drafted up some suggestions on the way forward, and the following are the pointers. Appeals and demands. Our first appeal would be to all parties involved to adhere to the laws of the land. In this case, we're referring to the Forest Act. We appeal to the minister to accord us an opportunity to have dialogue with us immediately. There's no harm in meeting up and discussing the way forward, as instructed by our beloved President, His Excellency, Mr. Edgar Chagwa-Lungu. I see no reason. Matter of fact, I find it very appalling to see our dear minister literally going against our president's counsel. If our president instructs that you have to engage all the stakeholders in this industry so that you can come up with a tangible resolve to this matter, I expect her to follow on the line. She has to fall in line. Let's have dialogue. She does not need to put us on the side. Let's have a constructive dialogue. We've heard most of our views.